Hey everyone, talking about 10 versatile feminine leaning fragrances that can be worn in any weather or season. And I try to choose stuff that's, well, first of all, that definitely fits the category. And there's surprisingly not necessarily a lot that fit that. I really had to kind of go through a lot of my notes about different fragrances. And there's so many where it was like, I guess that would kind of work into it. But I really wanted to choose ones that are like, yeah, you can kind of reach for this anytime. The only thing I would say is in like really high heat to just do a test of like one spray wear the first time you try to wear it in really high heat, because different stuff can work for different people. And yeah, anybody can wear anything technically year round, but oftentimes stuff that's say really sweet and thick can get nauseating in hot weather. Stuff that's too fresh kind of falls flat in cold weather. So these ones are something that should work kind of, yeah, whenever. And yeah, try to choose stuff that is a decent mix of price range. So there is some expensive stuff on here, but there's also stuff that's more affordable. Not in any order, just jumping in, Louis Vuitton Dans la Peau. This is like florals and leather, but not in a cloying or hardcore type of way. It's a lot more like refined and kind of effortless than that might sound, and just cleaner and fresher than the usual sort of fruity floral, despite the leather in it, which wouldn't make you think that. And leather here is really more in the opening than the base. Overall, I would say this is actually fairly unisex, but just a little bit more feminine leaning. And again, very versatile. Just if you wear this one in high heat, test it with like a small spray first. Next, the Musc by Essential Parfums. I believe this one is pretty affordable, like under $100. I'm not a Musc fan at all, but this, especially in the opening, is just so clean, fresh, soft, and light as far as musk goes. It's like that kind of like fresh linen type of musk vibes. And this could work not only in any weather, but also for both casual and formal occasions. If you're like a really hardcore musk fan, you might not find this mind-blowing, but I think it's pretty great for the price and the versatility. And yeah, it gets a little bit more floral and kind of slightly powdery in the dry down. And overall, I would say unisex leaning feminine for that one. Next up, Vahina by Sylvaine Delacourte. This is like really bright, happy, and sweet, but also done in a refined way, so it's not like just a summery scent. And it's kind of like a citrus vanilla, and again, that sounds like something that might be more summery, but the way the vanilla combines with it and kind of, yeah, the florals and stuff, it totally works for colder weather as well. It's like a combination of sweet, bright, tart, cool, refreshing, yet has a warmth to it at the same time. And I think this could also be kind of a unisex leaning feminine. And at the dry down, it's more of just like kind of a standard vanilla tonka. And yeah, just very versatile. And I would say for this one, maybe more of a daytime scent than nighttime, but should work for pretty much any weather. Next, a popular second skin scent, Nemat Amber Oil. And second skin scent means that it's something that doesn't smell too, perfumey or necessarily like very fragrancy, and more just like you're naturally like really clean or nice smelling skin sort of thing. This could definitely be worn any occasion, day or night, any weather. And it's not that ambery like you might think. Like, it's more subtle, but it's also not like it has like no projection and nobody would smell it on you at all, like some second skin type of scents. It's not like that kind of thick syrupy amber either though, so it's well balanced, I would say. If you've tried Essential Faith perfume oil, it is sometimes compared to that. And yeah, again, kind of unisex leaning feminine for this one, and really good price. You can get a thing of that for, $20 or less, I think. It's like a small rollerball type of thing. Let's see if I have it somewhere around here. But it lasts a pretty decent amount. And then next, Sunset Riot by All Saints. Really nice. This is for fans of Baccarat Rouge. To me, it's kind of like something, inspired by Baccarat Rouge with dashes of Killian Love Don't Be Shy and Margiela by the Fireplace. And I'm not saying most people get that out of it, but to me, I can see some kind of inspiration from all of those. Very high quality, very appealing. And I'm not a rose fan, and there is some rose in this, but the way it's in here is so well blended, if it's actually in there at all. I saw it on some notes things and not on others, but I really don't even get that many. Yeah, very versatile, and again, not just in weather for this one, but also day or night, formal or casual occasions, and great deal for the quality, price-wise. Next up, Narcisse Taiji by Atelier Materi. And I don't like tuberose, I don't like pear, so I was expecting this to be what I usually get out of those, which is kind of like cloying to sweet, but it's really not. There's like some hay and bran notes in the background that add a really unique and interesting balance, and it doesn't get like barnyard style hay or too earthy or anything like that. There's also some ginger that adds a nice light kick and doesn't go overly intense. Then some kind of darker notes take over as it dries down, but again, in a well-blended way. It's almost like a cozy jacket sort of vibe. And I would say that one's kind of unisex, maybe leaning slightly feminine. And just a good combination of unique and interesting, but still very, very wearable on an everyday basis. And yeah, day or night, kind of any weather. Next, Lemuria by Grisiau. This is unique and interesting with kind of a niche quality that I don't usually get from fragrances at this more affordable price range. There is like a sweet earthiness here, but it's done in a very balanced way, so it doesn't get like dirty, and it also, the sweet side doesn't get cloying. It has like green leaves, sort of a vanilla-y lang lang vibe, some tart citrus, and then again, you got the earth stuff that kind of grows more by the dry down, and then some amber and other well-paired notes there. Great for if you're interested in kind of like a slightly earthy floral scent, and yeah, works for kind of any occasion, day and night, as well as any weather. Next, silly name, but it's called Bitch Please by Confessions of a Rebel, and it's like fruity woods with clean jasmine and oak moss. Pretty inoffensive, not generic, but just like something that you could, kind of workplace safe and things like that. Not my type of scent. I mean, for me, I prefer unisex and masculine leaning stuff to feminine leaning anyway, but in terms of just the smell itself, I'm not a big fan of like blackcurrant, but if you like blackcurrant, raspberry, and sandalwood, this would be a great versatile option with those. And yeah, next up, Lys Fume by Tom Ford. This is like a well-rounded floral, and then each, there's different nuances of the floral brought out by the surrounding notes. So there is a site, if you don't like white florals, I would skip this one, but if you do, this is like kind of lang lang, sort of indolic white floral type of vibe. And then lily. And if you like white florals and lang lang, and you're interested in a take on those that kind of has more depth than the typical floral scent, this is totally worth checking out. The dry down gets more of like a boozy vanilla with like a subtle sort of leathery vibe. And yeah, this is one of those ones where it's like, if it's extremely hot out, just test with a single spray first, but it is very versatile overall. Next, 1861 Decas by Xerjoff. This is a nice, creamy, sweet, but also resinous, vanillic sort of orange. Very versatile, and not only for weather, but casual and formal occasions. It's not that it's at all dated or like overly mature, but it's like a more mature and adult take on a vanilla citrus scent than the kind of more, teenage smelling ones that are sometimes in that genre. There's orris, which adds a slight powderiness here. Tuberose, but that doesn't get, too banana-y like that sometimes can. And musk. And yeah, I think it's the kind of thing that would just smell pretty good to people around you as well. And this is going to be a bonus mention for number 11 because it's just so expensive, but it's also so good. So Heroine by Boadicea the Victorious. This is a really smooth, nice take on that kind of like candy citrus cupcake genre. Like, think Fantasy by Britney Spears, but like a niche version of that. And to me, that's a big compliment. I think that Fantasy smells really good. So yeah, just like really delicious smell. And happy, fresh, sweet, and sexy and pleasant at the same time. And yeah, so I think it's hundreds of dollars for sure. I mean, several of these are at least a couple $100s, but this one's just like, it's really expensive. But it is, for me, one of, I would say, the top 20 best feminine leaning fragrances that I've ever smelled, and also very versatile, any weather, day or night, and just smells so good. So had to include that, but just wanted to caveat that that one is very expensive. And yeah, I'll try to include links in the description where you can get a bottle or sample of any of these. And if you have something you think fits in this category that I did not include, let me know.